Hello, folks. Just a quick live stream here talking about some audio news. And that is MQA has filed for Chapter 11. I don't want to call it bankruptcy because it's not necessarily a bankruptcy quite yet. And it's actually technically not even Chapter 11. Because they are in the UK, they can't call it Chapter 11 because Chapter 11 is just a USA thing. But Chapter 11 can, in the USA, lead to bankruptcy if the company doesn't find a buyer. So it's the equivalent of that. They're looking for a buyer. The current investors of MQA don't want to do it anymore. So they want out and they're looking for a buyer. But in my opinion, who's really going to buy them, right? Because anyone who's doing their due diligence will kind of realize that MQA is kind of an unnecessary technology. So after this live stream is over, I will post a link to the article. It's a What Hi-Fi magazine article, but let me just quote what the full statement from MQA. Let me just quote that here. And normally, if this was a normal video, I would put it up on the screen as text, but this is a live. I'm doing a live broadcast, so I'll just read it. But it says, the full statement from the MQA reads as follows. Let me get this window over here. Following the recent positive reception to MQA's latest technology, SCL6, there has been increased international interest in buying MQA Limited. At the same time, MQA's main financial backer is seeking an exit. In order to be in the best position to pursue market opportunities and expedite the process, the company has undergone a restructuring initiative which includes entering into administration and is comparable to Chapter 11 in the US. During this process, MQA continues to trade as usual alongside its partners. We won't be commenting further while negotiations take place. So that's the full extent of their statement. But it's really quite interesting. You know, basically, in my opinion, MQA is sort of a technology that's not needed. It's trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist. And my whole opinion has always been that it's not intended to improve audio quality, and it doesn't improve audio quality because it's lossy. Even with the full MQA decoding and rendering, you do have a 20 kilohertz peak in the noise with MQA when listening to MQA. So even at its best, it's not ideal. And at its worst, if you don't have MQA decoding and rendering, you're getting a worse file than just Redbook CD. So why not just listen to the Redbook CD? And it just doesn't make sense. But anyway, my notes. Can't talk today. But anyway, my notes are on MQA is not intended to improve audio quality because it's a lossy format. And it's also not intended to give customers a better experience. It exists only to extract license revenue from every single link in the production and playback chain. And it's a very convenient scheme to introduce both hard DRM and quality reduction for anyone not willing to pay into this scheme, whether they produce hardware, software, or music content. That's my general sort of summary of MQA. But anyway, I just wanted to do this short live stream video, and I will post the link in the description field after this video ends up into my channel for the article on this. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Is MQA going to find a buyer? I don't know about that. And if they don't, they may end up having to go bankrupt. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens. But I would love to hear your comments and your thoughts on this in the comments field below. How do you feel about this, and what do you think will happen with MQA? And also, how will it affect Tidal? Because, most of the Tidal streaming tracks are MQA now. I don't personally use Tidal anymore. I use Qobuz primarily. But I kind of think that Tidal can actually just flip a switch and turn off MQA and then just go back to the normal non-MQA files. But I don't know for sure. So anyway, I'd love to hear your comments and thoughts